What's up? I'm Shirley Chen, and I play Joan.
Hi, I'm Amy Wang, and I'm the writer-director.
Hi, my name is Maitreyi Ramakrishnan, and I play Brenda.
Hi, my name is Fong. I play Roger.
Hi, my name is Amelie Zilber. I play Olivia, and we are the cast, director, writer of Slanted.
Yay! Woo! I mean, I think when I read the script, what I think is really cool is, I say this like lovingly and knowingly, self-awareness. We got those stinky dumpling, stinky tofu movies, you know what I mean? And like that is, I think, something that we see a lot in, like, lovingly in Asian American like culture and films. But like I feel that Slanted like takes that narrative, the things that we see of like, oh, you know, you don't like bring your lunch to school, or like, oh, like you don't really like who you are, maybe you want to be white, and we kind of spin it on its head. So we lean into those tropes. We have all of these silly nods to like heightened Americana culture. Asian Americana culture, if you will, something I've been coining on this trip to Austin. And really spinning it on its head. So I think it's so fun, it's so tongue-in-cheek, but has that like layer of vulnerability and honesty of like, what's it like to not like yourself? That's what stuck out to me.
I mean, I think for me, it was the incredible bold swing that Amy was taking. Because at first, and Amy knows this, I was like apprehensive. I was like, wait, maybe this is like too controversial, or this is like, you know, like, whoa, this is a lot. But then I realized, like, that's what filmmaking is about. And thankfully, Amy really taught me that. And it made me fall in love with the script so much because of the bold swing that it takes, and how it, like, masterfully puts comedy with drama and makes you laugh and just cry. It's, to me, the epitome of a beautiful script, and that is the core of any good film. So, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that was what drew me to the film the most, was the really, really profoundly delicate balance of comedy and darkness and truth. And it's really rare that you see a film do that carries a message that can quite literally touch every single person that has ever existed, and also make you laugh and maybe cry of laughter a second after crying because you've been touched in the heart, you know? The film is deeply uncomfortable, but it is exactly what is necessary for it to be art, right? It's something that is deeply uncomfortable makes you reflect, and that is so important in media.
For me, I see a lot of typical Asian or Chinese dad to be distant, mean, kind of just not there. And when I first read the script, and the description for Roger was humble, kind, and incredible gem of a human. And you don't see that. It's so rare to get to play a character like that, and that's, you know, my first impression, like, just drew me in. And the relationship between him and Joan is so incredibly touching, and I'm just so happy that she wrote this, and you know, and I got to be a part of this.
This is my first feature. I've done a bunch of shorts in the past, and they're a lot more, you know, thrillery, dark, and I love, like, Andrea Arnold. I love Handheld.
Wasp.
Yeah, I love Wasp.
Love Wasp.
Love Fish Tank,
Yes.
and that kind of, my favorite filmmaker is Michael Haneke. Like, they're all masters in the visual medium, and I knew I wanted this movie to look handheld, to feel gritty, but have that satirical and the body horror, and that was kind of difficult to kind of balance, for sure. But I work with my DP, my great DP,
Shout out
Wu.
Ed.
Yeah.
Shout out Ed.
Ed. And, you know, we studied Fish Tank, we studied a lot of Dardenne brothers, because they do a lot of handheld work as well. And I knew it would be kind of strange for audiences, because it does look like an indie film, like an indie drama. But I'm really happy I did it, and you know, I think it makes it unique. I found Shirley first.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd always be a fan of hers, from Dee Dee, Beast. The
Deep
short,
Cut.
wait, what's the short film?
Krista.
Krista.
South by Southwest.
I saw
represent.
Krista like ages ago.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
I never
didn't even
told
saw
you
it then.
this. Yeah, and I loved it. and I always knew of you. I'm serious, yeah. And she's just incredible. And then we had lunch, coffee, I can't remember, yeah. And she told me, you know, her story, and I just knew she was the right person. And then after I found Joan, then I started thinking about who would complement her, who would, you know, be her second half. And McKenna was also somebody who I was always aware of. I also had lunch with her. She was incredible, and yeah, then we found each other.
I think that like immediately me and McKenna connected over this like my friends call it a zest for life, which I definitely think McKenna has. Like she's just so bubbly, and I think that we both kind of brought that out in each other, as well as this like I think tender vulnerability, and also a bit of like a dark side. Like McKenna really goes there, and I go there too. And so I think that's I think maybe that's what you saw. And thank you, Amy.
Fong, I wanted to ask you more about Joan's relationship with her dad, and you know the journey that they go on in this film.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, she's my daughter and I love her. And I think that's what all parents feel in those moments of conflict with their children. And, you know, even though there might be some, you know, like you said, fracture in the relationship, but whenever I look at her as Joan, as Joe, as this person with the melted face and this monster by look, but what I see is that little girl I was taking on a car ride, you know, when she's 8. You know, you want to see the good in them, and you remember all the things that's happened up to that point. And deep down, you love them, and you want them to be who they want to be, and just be supportive in that. And Amy first told me that Roger was based on her dad, so it's such. I know I felt a responsibility to because it's kind of an ode to her dad, and I just wanted to, you know, do that justice. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I mean, I think like with the idea of like, you know, beauty, like social media, like just makes everything so like magnified and amplified. And it's also like fake. It's so fake, right? Like the amount of like things that are just edited and either like face tuned up or whatever, right? Like this idea of attaining something that actually you can't attain, like it's not real. There is no actual ethnos ink, even if you wanted to. Hopefully never.
Yeah, we don't know. But
Don't get ideas, please. No, bad. Anyways, and I think like that's something that I always have to remind myself, because I think it happened to the best of us, of that comparison of like, man, like my face kind of sucks. But like it happens, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, never. But that's actually why one of my favorite lines in the whole script is actually yours. It's Roger's line about like, you know, I used to look at your face and see.
yeah, I was thinking
your
that one when he was
grandma.
talking too.
Because that's what reminds me, like, my face is the amalgamation of like my family. And even though like social media will come and go with different trends too, because that's the thing as well. Social media, especially now, it's just like, this is what the new body type that is in right now. It's so quick and fast. But what wasn't quick and fast is the ancestry that I have in my family and all the cool genetics of, you know, the melting pot of, do I look like my dad or my mom or my grandma or my great grandma? I think that's pretty cool, you know? Like that's not a trend. So I remind myself about that when it does get bad, because it does get bad, you know? I don't want to romanticize anything, but I don't know. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I mean, I want to speak to the good of social media, because I completely agree with all of that, right? But to play devil's advocate a little bit, I think that the power of social media exists in the ways in which we can spread awareness, in the ways that we can stay informed, in the ways that we can corral our friends to get together and to get loud and to get angry. And I do think that's really important. I think that that wouldn't exist in the magnitude that it does without social media. But I mean, like everyone, you have to have a boundary with the way that you utilize social media. It's really important, or you can start to really feel bad about yourself. And yeah, it's unfortunately a learning process that doesn't really hit you until you're old enough to have the maturity to set that boundary and understand where to set it. Yeah, but I think there's great things about social media, and there's like really awful things about social media. And
Like community.
Yeah,
you can
community.
get real community. And honestly,
Totally.
like though like social media can give you like a bad idea of like what to look like on the idea of looks, there's also so many like great people out there that actively talk about getting plastic surgery openly.
Totally.
Which is like actually very healing.
Yeah.
You know, and just like are themselves. So there is 100% a good side too. I agree. Yeah.
I think, at least for me, like I have strict boundaries. I'm strict with myself. My friend, I had a time lock, 45 minutes every day, that my friend had the password to, and it wasn't even like a close. It was not a best friend. It was like a friend that like you got me, I got you, but you hold me down. Like you, that is my friend that like his Google Calendar looks crazy. Like you know, he's it on lock, and so I would feel embarrassed being like, hey, like groveling at his feet, like, can you tell me what the password is? I recently learned the password was 6969. Oh my God. So anyway, for me, I keep it, I use it for professional reasons. I use it to find fun videos, fun animals, like things that bring me joy, and that's where it stops for me. And that's really important to me.
I'm impressed with 45 minutes. Mine is 3 hours, and every day I'm like, more.
Yeah, ask for more time. Ignore limit for today.